Hello, my name is Naomi and I'm going to be telling the story of the anklet. It is said that in a land far away there lived three sisters. They earned their bread by spinning flax. The youngest sister was the most beautiful, who had all the grace and vibrance of the moon, and her two youngest sisters were very jealous of her beauty. One day she was in the market gathering supplies for the flax, and she had a little bit of money left over, so she bought a clay pot to put flowers in. She brought it home and her sisters scolded her. They said, "You cannot spend money on this. We don't have the money." She said nothing and put a single rose in the pot. Her sisters one day went out and left her alone, and she cried to the pot, "Oh, you are my only friend. My sisters have left me to do all the work and I have no food." And the pot heard her cries, and he gave her sweetbreads. She kept this a secret, and every time her sisters would go away and leave her alone, the pot would give her everything she wanted. She was full from food and drink, and he gave her dresses to wear, and as soon as they would come home, she would get back into her rags and go about her business. One day, the king sent news that he was going to have a great feast, and he invited everyone in the village to come, even the three sisters. The two sisters said to the youngest sister that she cannot come. "We are embarrassed of your rags. You cannot come with us." She quietly said okay, and as soon as they left, she asked the pot to give her a beautiful silk dress with a scarf to wear, with jewels for her fingers and a beautiful gold anklet with diamonds for her feet. She walked into the party, and everyone was in awe of her beauty. She couldn't stay long because she had to leave to get home before her sisters found her. She ran and ran, and so she could hurry up, she took off the ankle bracelet and didn't realize that one of them had fallen. She got home and everything was fine, but one of the horsemen found the ankle bracelet and he brought it to the king, and the prince said, this is the bracelet of the woman I love." He went to his mother and said, "Mother, please help me find the woman I love. I want to marry her." So she sent out a big search party through all of the town, and they didn't find anyone. Finally, they went to the poorest part of the town and came upon the house of the three sisters. The two sisters desperately tried to hide their other sister, but she came out and the ankle bracelet fit. The mother was so happy, she immediately brought her to the palace, and there was a huge celebration for 40 nights and 40 days as they were getting ready for the wedding. On the final night, the sisters were to get the bride ready to be married. They bathed her and they were putting her in her dress, and as they put the final clip in her hair, she turned into a dove and flew away. The two sisters had found the clay pot and they cast a spell on her, so as soon as the pin hit her hair, she would turn into a dove. The prince was so sad, he went to get his bride and she was gone. He looked everywhere, searched the whole city, no one could find her. He fell sick with grief, and he stayed in his room, and every day at dawn a dove would come to his window and coo to soothe him. One day he went over to the dove and reached out for it, and the dove didn't move, so he picked it up, and the dove didn't move still, so he was petting the dove's hair, feathers, and petting it, and then he realized that there was a pin with a diamond in it, and he took out the pin, and the princess came to life. The spell was broken. They were married, and they lived a happily ever life together with children, and the sisters died of grief for what they had done to their sister. The end.